Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. A few things today. Number one, Jay Powell is back to Capitol Hill today to testify before the House Financial Services. So let's keep an eye on what comments he makes there. And then the yields, they went down a little bit. They dipped a little bit. That's why we have the little green ticks in the market. They dipped a little back to the June highs, right? So let's see how they hold up. Because if the yields do rise, then we might have a little more downside in the market on many names. And space we'll talk about in a little bit. But for now, SPY. Now, one thing I do want to let you guys know on SPY, right? Maybe they will give us a bounce, okay? So maybe they will give us a bounce towards 440, 446. I'm just going to draw out a scenario right here. SPY can definitely come all the way towards here, 446, make it look bullish, and then dump again in like 1-2 days back to these levels. And then slowly all the way towards this zone, okay? Or maybe even lower if depending on the market conditions at that time in the coming weeks. Okay, a lot of things will be in talks, especially the debt ceiling. Now they have reached some sort of a government funding deal, but it's not the debt ceiling action yet. Okay, I'm still reading up on it, so just keep it in mind. And so just be careful. Even if you get one green day, don't expect that okay the market is gonna rip now. That's exactly when they start in. All right, they will slowly go down in this pattern, like this pattern. They'll come here, they'll give you some hope right here that okay let's go long, and then boom they'll flush it really hard, then it'll break these lows right here, and then they'll give you hope again, and then it'll come again, right? So let's wait for the base, let's see what happens. So if you catch the daily or weekly moves, congrats, lock in your profits, right? That's why we're not holding positions for too long. I mean, unless the circumstances are there, but just keep in mind, play day to day, not even week to week yet. Okay, this is a day-to-day action or the same day action. All right. So keep an eye on SPY. Even if we are green today or we rip, doesn't mean we're gonna go to all-time highs. It simply means this is a green day, maybe a bounce, and then next week we see what news we get. Okay, so don't get caught in anything. But for now, we're holding this 432, 436 support above it. Let's see how long we hold it. We break it, we likely break 428 next or visit there, and then 420 in the coming days. Okay. Tech, same thing. 382.50, we go higher, which is near all-time highs, so a lot, way above it. But I do have this circle drawn here in this range, which is 352. Playing in this range will be really hard. Okay, so learn to mix and match your calls and puts. Don't play calls alone. Try playing puts when they're there if you want to trade options. Otherwise, best thing is just sit on your hands, wait, let the markets play out, and learn what the market's doing right now. This experience will count towards the next time when market rips and dips. Trust me. That's the only way you learn the market. It's all practical experience. It's not something that you just come, read the books, and start learning. It's not gonna happen like that. Okay. Financials, back in this zone near resistance, right? Let's see what they do today. Maybe we dip back. Not sure. So we'll keep an eye on this. But for them to go higher, right here, 38.60 plus hold, and then 39 plus hold, then I'll probably go long on banks. Right? That means the rates are probably gonna go up too. Okay. And Bank of America, I had a short put position yesterday. I'm still holding it. I do still see downside. As we can see, 43 is becoming really hard. It is becoming really hard. How long does it hold? If it continues to hold through 43 and takes out 43.30ish, and or maybe 43.50, then I can see strength in it. Then maybe we go higher. But if it does break 43, if it breaks 43 through 42.90 is really hard. It might break 43, but 42.90 there's some to the spot support. From 42.90, I do see 42.50, right? That based on intrinsic value on my puts will give me a little bit of profit, not too much. But if we get a break today towards this level, then obviously we'll nail our puts. Okay, that's the only reason I'm holding it, because I do see some downside. And space. So let's go over space. The news today, basically, FA, they gave them approval to resume their launching. Back in July, I believe they had some communication problem which the FAA required. They didn't match it, but now all that is cleared, so they're allowed to launch again, right? But space usually is seldom news. Like LB mentioned, I think he did make a comment, I read it. The stock goes up on into the dates catalyst, and then right after the news, it just sells off. And today the move is not too impressive. It's only up what, like $1.50, $1.30. Okay, great move, but based on the technicals, so if I remove the drawing, so today don't get sucked in, right? It needs to take out 26. If it takes out 26 today, I'll just write it down here. So space 26 plus hold, we can see higher. Okay, we can see higher, and let's see if they announce some dates on flights and whatnot, and then obviously that would be a catalyst to look forward to that we can play the name into. So 26 plus hold is a must. Keep that in mind. All right, and then we do have resistance at 28 is very hard. In this chop is very hard, and then above 30, we can see a bigger move. All right, so keep that in mind. So don't get caught. I mean, they had news today. If you want to place based, options will be a little cheaper, obviously. Small name. Let it hold because this is a very chop zone. We want to see what this news really is. Do people like it? And plus, the market is weak right now. Market is not that strong, to be honest. Okay, so there's not really a reason to play it. The news came out, but I'm not really too bullish on it unless it takes out 26. Okay, the pre-market move is not impressive to me. Okay, and then some names that I'll go over. It's Femi. Mamba Mentality, a great call out, man. I mean, this name yesterday when you were looking at it, he called it 23 cents, guys. With small caps like this, what happens is it has built a strong base here, but the only reason I didn't get in because it gave this base, right? But obviously a lot of volume was coming in here, sell volume, and yesterday there's a lot of buying volume. So Fami, it just absolutely took on, and today pre-market is trading at 45 cents. So even if you bought equity in this around 23, 25 cents when he announced it, this was a great play. I didn't buy it because I had already bought a few equity positions in the last 2-3 weeks. So I'm going to manage those first. But this 46 is resistance. If anybody's in by any chance, you know, sometimes many of our members go in certain positions, but they don't say it. But if you're in 46 is resistance, through 46, 47 hold, we'll probably get all the way right here, which is 56, 50 zone. All right. And I'm just going to write something here. Stock chart cycle. Okay, look this up, what that means. On these small caps, when they behave like this, with these certain squeezes, give up the gains, there's something called stock chart cycle. I'll probably post it or post the proper thing, and you guys can see what I mean. And that actually explains what happens with these rallies. Why do they happen, right? So Fami, if you're in, congrats. And then another name is UAMY. These are some small cap names I'm going that you can take advantage of in this market. All right. This name had a lot of flow coming yesterday. People were buying a lot of calls, so there has to be a reason. Someone probably knows something. There's a lot of volume. Last time a lot of volume came in this name was back in February right here, as you can see. And then it just took leaps and leaps. It went all the way towards 230. I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen. It's trading at 97 cents. But on stocks like this, you know, if your entry is at 90, I'm just giving you an example here. If your entry on equity is at 0.97, treat it like options if you want, right? And you can have a stop at maybe 0.90. For many people, this may be a dip buy, but for you, it will be a stop loss. So, you know, don't fall in the trap, oh, this is sport, people are going to buy. As a trader, you have to be disciplined and keep that ratio on board. So here, your stop loss is 7 cents, but if it goes through, your sell is all the way near. The first scale out point is your first price target should be $1.16, at least more than 2 to 3 to 1 ratio, right? And then the next target should be 127-ish, right? Followed by 148. Okay, 148. Okay, so the ratio has to be higher than stop loss. If you make these plays, out of 3 times, you're likely going to be right twice. And that 2 times when you're right, these scale out points give you a much bigger percentage than these stop losses. So overall, you end up net. Okay, and in this, there's no time decay. It's all it's equity, right? And then you can see it's at a huge base above 80 cents. Okay, that it's been holding 80 cents respectively for many months. Okay, so that's all something you would design your trade with a name like this. Okay, so keep an eye on UAMY, those that like trading equity and are interested. Okay, then we have tops. Our entry is working out great, right? Our entry was $1.40, so our entry was $1.40, and it's already trading at $1.60 something, I believe. Yesterday, I'm still holding, but as long as it stays above these levels right here, which is $1.45-ish, above this, I like this thing, right? And obviously, I asked T about this thing. He's done a lot of research, and I did some of mine, and then I do see my first points towards right here, 170-ish, or around here. I'll scale out my first point. Okay. And if you're in this, congrats. Just keep your stop below 140, 138, 137. You don't want this to give up all the gains because then it can go all the way towards 114, 115. Okay. So today I'm not going over the option charts because I already know it's very hard to predict the moves. So I don't want to give you guys setups and then they don't work out. But on small equity, this is something that you want to focus on. These are good as options. Keep your stop loss tight. They're equity. There's no time decay, no kill, right? And they can pay off well. And if this continues going higher, you start doing research, news, and maybe you catch a bottom on one of these plays and they just keep going up, right? Last year we had this play, ATY. We rode this all the way from here. This stock we bought right here. Blitzkrieg was the one that alerted us. We bought this stock here in these ranges, right? And we rode this all the way up to here. I rode mine all the way up to here, and then he still held it. He rode it all the way up to here, right? So from $2 almost to 12, 13, 14 bucks. Okay, it was a huge equity play for me. So just keep an eye on these small equity plays, guys, and tech, financials, everything. A lot more news to come in October. Be careful because SPY. Today is the month action, keep that in mind. So SPY, if I was to go on the monthly candle, today is the month end, right? So how do they close this action, right? Based on the certain patterns, do they close it like this below last month's low? Is possible. And the next month, what do we have? Maybe next month they give us some more chop right here towards these levels, and then maybe in November we come up here again, right? So we might be here and then here, and then slowly maybe something like this. Who knows? Or maybe next month we rip. I don't know, right? Because it's just stuck in a chop zone. I don't want to make any predictions which I don't know. All right. So let's see what happens here. No need to rush. I'm going to take it very easy with options in this market. I've experienced it before in 2015 when same thing happened. And so just chill, relax. Options is not something you do every day. Sometimes it's just good to take a break and let the market settle. All right. Remember, this is not a casino. It's a market. If you educate yourself, you will have much better odds and chances of being right. And if I am playing options, I've cut down my positions by a lot. Trust me. I'm going in small sizes so that it doesn't make me a difference if I do end up holding a loser. Cat, I'm holding a loser. I'm not worried because my position is small. Okay, BSC, I'm not worried, and if it doesn't work out, for me, I played a good call. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. I'm not going in my regular sizes. If you're still going in with your regular sizes in this market will teach you a lesson. I hope it doesn't, but just be careful. And with this, guys, we'll end it and see you guys back in the chat. Thank you.